Hey, Miles Beckler here, milesbeckler.com, and this video is about the concept of simple versus easy. And there's a really big difference. They might sound like similar words and they're probably used interchangeably quite often, but there's a massive difference between simple and easy, right? So for example, the whole premise of this channel was started on the thought of doing a 90-day challenge, right? A video a day, every day for 90 days. I'm recording on my cell phone. I'm talking about things I know about and things I've been doing in the business world for the last 10 plus years. And in theory, that's pretty simple, right? Well, let's look at the execution of this. It's not very easy, to be perfectly honest. And if you've been kind of going through the process of putting out a challenge, doing a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day challenge, you'll notice that you're going to hit a point when family time comes and you got to travel across the state or across the country over to see grandma, and the birthday happens, and at the same time something happens at work, and all of a sudden like the ish piles up and it gets really, really heavy, and you find it really difficult to squeak out the 15 to 20 minutes you need to cut a video and put it up, right? So let's look at another example, and that's the thought of growing an online business is as simple as picking an audience that you want to serve, that you can help with information you know, growing an email list through an opt-in giveaway, and then offering them things to purchase. Sounds really simple, right? But it's not easy. And that's where a lot of the marketing messages from a lot of the fake ass gurus out there, they try to make it sound easy. And it's not easy. And I'm trying to be really honest with you. My goal here, I want to encourage you. My goal is not to discourage you. I do want to encourage you, but I want to help install the right expectations in your mind so you realize that, yep, I'm going to be taking a lot of simple steps forward. Miles explains all of these simple steps I need to be taking forward here in his videos on this channel. But it takes work, it takes grind, life gets in the way. I mean, I've heard that so many times already in the comments, like, oh, I was doing so good and then life got in the way, or life throws us curveballs. And that's the norm. And you gotta know that my wife and I, Melanie and I, we've been through all of that, right? I believe in this day and age that with cell phone technology, the where it's at, the camera technology on the cell phones, the fact that I've got a video editing suite in my cell phone itself, not to mention all of the other web technologies, how inexpensive hosting is. The hosting companies install WordPress for us in this day and age. Like, none of that was true when we started our business. I mean, we were using flip phones and text messages, and that was like the be all end all when we started, right? The iPhone 2, or the first iPhone, I don't even know what number it was. I'm not really an iPhone guy, but anyways, the first iPhone wasn't even out when we started our business, right? So the process of going from there, of having to figure out everything all on our own, not having the kind of internet, definitely not having data and the ability to look up things and take notes on the phone on ideas when I'm out kind of at lunch or when I'm walking, like I pop a note out like, oh man, video idea, simple versus easy. Take a message for me, simple versus easy, right? Like, we didn't have any of that. So the simplicity is there, and it is a simple process, but within the simple process, there's some complexities, right? If you know anything about the automotive engine, I've rebuilt a few engines in my life, and whether you do or not, it doesn't matter. This is a simple analogy that'll make sense. The engine is an incredibly complex machine. If you open your thing, it's running and it's starting and things are spinning and it's this big solid case, you look at it, you're like, what the F is going on? But when you get inside of the engine, all that complex system is, and any complex system is a series of simple systems that all work together in unison, right? So the idea is easy and it's not necessarily simple, but if you take it one little step at a time, and that's what I'm going to encourage you to do here, and that's really the point of this video, is if you take it one step at a time, that step can be simple, right? Crafting a great giveaway, figuring out what it is you do, what it is you help people with, and how you can give them a free experience with that is easy and relatively simple on the grand scheme of things. It's something you should be able to figure out in an afternoon, in a couple of hours. You can think about it on your commute for a day or two, jot some notes down, and when you have a couple of hours on a weekend, you write up that which it is, or speak it out in a video, and it would take 15, 20 minutes. And then it's like, okay, well, what do I do with this? Now I need to go get my autoresponder set up, and I need to get my website set up, and I'm not even going to keep going down that path because it starts to feel heavy if you don't have those things set up. Like, oh my gosh, there's so much to do. But each individual tiny step that you take is theoretically easy And if you take small enough steps and you use YouTube and you use the service providers, let's say you're with Thrive Themes and you go to Thrive Themes Help, they have videos that show you how to do everything. The information is out there. It's all about kind of staying grounded and taking these little steps forward, accomplishing these easy tasks and making them as simple as possible for you. So when things come out and they sound like, man, that sounds really easy, it is really easy. In theory, it really is easy at this point. But the problem is that it's not simple and it's complex, and it's going to push you mentally up against your mental barriers of, man, can I do this? Do I have the time for this? Am I really going to be able to follow through? But it's also going to force you to learn some new skills. You're going to have to do things a little bit differently. If you've never built a WordPress site, if you've never built an email list, guess what? It's all new to you, and it's going to feel awkward as can be the first time you go through the process. The reason why I'm like, it's simple and easy now is because I've done it several times. I was doing it for clients at one point to help myself kind of get better at it and to create additional cash flow. So sometimes doing things more and erring on the side of going all in, going in deeper to figure these things out is really the path to get to the other side. So take your steps forward, try to take them as small and simple and bite-sized as you can. I highly recommend only going through the videos that you need to get you to that next step, and then go through the video that you need to get to that next step, take action, get to the next step, take action. If you're consuming all of this content in like a binge watching fashion, you're gonna get overwhelmed, and there's no need to be overwhelmed in the process. The need is take a step forward, cool, what happened, observe what happened, do your research, what's the next most logical step, take that action, take that step. Observe what happened, cool, look around, get your next video, what's the next step, take that next step. If you'd like me to break these steps down for you kind of in a linear fashion, because YouTube does not give me very good organizational opportunities here, go to milesbeckler.com/free. Opt in there. I've got an email sequence. I'm about 10 emails in, and I'm building them out just about every day right now. And I'm laying out the process. Do this, then do this, then do this, then do this. And you might have bits and pieces handled in there already, but my goal is to lay it out in a linear fashion so you don't have to keep coming back to YouTube, because there's videos all around me. You know, I don't know where they are, right? But like there's video there. YouTube wants you to keep watching. YouTube wants you to binge watch. That unfortunately creates overwhelm for you, and it doesn't make it feel simple. So get in, get that bit of information you need so you can see that next step. That next step is going to be easy. If it's a small enough bite-sized step, it will be relatively simple. Take that step and repeat that process. And that, my friend, is how you run a marathon. It's one step at a time. Nobody runs a marathon at one time. It's one step at a time. And that's how you get it. Get a good pace, get a good rhythm going, and you'll make it. Thank you very much. I wanted to throw this video out on the difference between simple and easy, because sometimes they get mixed up, and what we are talking about is relatively easy and is relatively simple, but when you look at it all from a big picture, it can be like, oh my God, what's going on? One step at a time is the answer. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you did. Go ahead and click the subscribe button if you'd like my newest videos as they come out, because I got more coming out for you. And if you have any questions for me at all, please use the comment section. I'm happy to answer your questions in the comments. And again, I thank you very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.